And then from here, you can go deeper, go more detail. Can someone see? Can someone acknowledge? Can you see my PowerPoint here? Nanti saya cakap seorang-seorang je, short sendiri. Okay, okay. This is one of a good sample here. I don't want to stress about the design anymore. I already highlight about this. Make sure you have team members. This is introduction. Make sure you have introduction. And then the issue is a problem statement, but I like you to make it so that it does not sound very academic. Make it sound like a business, like the issue that you are facing, benda tu. And then project aims. And then you can see here, introduction. Kalau banyak sikit pun better. Sebenarnya. And then the issue, yes. This one quite lengthy lah. And then the project aims, what actually you want to do. And then you have objective. Objective is actually detailed out from your aims. You have permasalahan. This is what you want to solve it. Objective detail out how you're going to achieve this aim. Macam I kata lah, I nak buat rumah lah. Tapi objektif dia ialah, kalau nak buat rumah, first I have to find the design. Second, more or less I know the design. And then I will have to hire architect to design properly for me. Then next I have to hire contractor. Then of course I have to hire, I have to get the CF, step by step. Your aims ialah to build a house in general. Aims is general. When you have objective, they detail out. For those who do FYP, when you come to chapter 3 detailkan lagi setiap point-point you ni. Then it become one chapter, sometimes two chapter. From these 3 objectives become 2 chapter for your FYP. Okay. And then you have scope, you cannot do everything. You just have a certain focus that you want to do. And then significance. Significant is actually once you complete your research, once you complete your development, once you complete with your exploration data and so on, once you complete with your report extraction, what this finding give benefit to who? What are the benefit, and this benefit help who? Is it help end user? Is it help the business, or what? Is it help the government to do what? And then this one many missing from my previous experience. This is chapter 2 already. Chapter 2 So for this chapter 2, you tak ada literature review because you are not cari gap, you are not doing research. Literature review is for those who want to do research. You are not research, It is project. So process, you start, you must have process. Your process does not have to be system development life cycle ni, software development life cycle. Because your developer, you can put this. Because your end user might not come from this area. And you must remember this course is not meant for computer science student or IT literate. It can be from FSG. It can be from Science Sukan. They might not have process that what you have. Of course, there is a process, but their process, they might not use software engineering terms. Terms to what I mean. So first, they start with planning. You must have this. But however, since if you're a computer science student, you're IT literate, you want to use this, I still accept lah. But try not to make it so, computer science or so IT, because the one that read your report ni might be a doctor, might be athlete, but he is a manager. Dah tua-tua dah jadi manager. Dulu dia memang main sukan. Dia ada center dia. Center to train maybe badminton. So dia manager kat situ. Okay, so he want to understand your process, but they don't really want to know detail. Okay, you show the process. And then software development circle. Mesti ada this one, check balik . And then of course the first one user requirement. User requirement kat sini lah. Ni define requirement. Define requirement. If you put it here, you must describe semua ni lah. Operation and maintenance, deployment, testing. Sini extract knowledge tak ada pun. Tengok mana, tak ada. Dia deploy, tak ada pun, dia testing aja. Tu tak kena ni. Because tak ada unit extract knowledge tu tak ada. Belasah aja kan. These are the thing that lose mark lah. And then user requirement. What user want? This is the one that I told you kan, user requirement that asks you to find 5 of it. User requirement, I put user requirement better. Research question ni dia lebih kepada research sebenarnya. Okay. What actually user want to see from your data? So you pergi tanyalah, user what do you want? They want to see this. This is what user want. And then only you start collecting data, betul? First you have, if there is a science bukan, right? You want to see the usage of, or is it customer selesa ke tak kan? At their maybe their training hour, or maybe the facility, or maybe the trainer. You want to understand. So that is what you want to do kan? This one, user requirement. I want to understand. Okay, customer preference, customer ketidakselesaan, customer selesa. I want to understand. That is user requirement. And then in order to this, of course, then I start collect the data. When I have direction, then only I can collect the data. Because if I don't have direction, I might collect data about what is the brightness of the hall? What is the coolness of what is the temperature? What is the humid? I can collect any data as I like if you don't have any direction. So make sure you have user requirement. This user requirement become your direction. And then you collect the data. Explain lah, collect data. Okay, so when you collect the data, you must know what you want to collect. Data description, ID, all these things. Similarly, you does not collect the data. Your data come from Kaggle, come from open source database. And then you also say, okay, these are all the data. These are all the column attributes, and you describe them. But not all you're going to use. And then data dictionary, and describe the data. Then this one, the process. This process is good lah. Data preparation. You collect the data, you prepare data, data pre-processing, data visualization, show diagram, show process. This is very good. I know when I see this, I know this student get A. Data preparation is a process of transforming raw data. You cerita, cleaning. When you cerita, you don't take a book and explain what is data preparation, what is data pre-processing. I don't want to know that. Of course, you define sikit, but you apply it. Data preparing. Okay, for this one, what we have done, we take the data. There is a data melopong ke, data missing ke in the data. You study, you feedback. The data is already in a good condition. It's already well tested and so on, clean and so on. So not much data preparation as needed. They are all in the proper well clean the data. So you are describing about the data, not the definition. You are not writing a book. Not writing a book on what is pre-processing. No, that one is book. Book, yes, they tell general. But it must apply to your project. Yes, I cakap-cakap ni bukannya sebarangan. Memang ada student buat macam tu. Dia ambil from somewhere, dia letak aja. So, kat mana yang you apply-nya? I want to understand your project. I don't want to understand the definition of all this data processing. I want to see how you do data processing. How you collect the data. So you have to explain your data come from where and so on. Put the link to where the data come from. Okay, and then you also must have architecture. Architecture of the system. What you do? Raw data, clean the data, you visualize. Okay, when they take this one, system architecture, what missing here? Can someone tell me what missing here? What missing here? Oh sorry, I nampak dah. Okay, tak apa, ada. This one betul. This one they have a raw data. From raw data, you clean the data and then you visualize the data. And then from you visualize, you analyze it, you get the knowledge. This one complete lah the processnya. Ada yang tak complete So this is a dashboard sketch, your design of your dashboard. Choosing appropriate chart. Okay, when choosing appropriate chart, you have to define why you choose the chart. Radio bar chart ni, kenapa you choose a chart? And of course, this chart must answer your research question tadi tu. User requirement, remember we have 5 research question. Make sure that this one, okay, the reason we choose this one because it is a relationship. Because this is a proportion. Can see also hierarchy. Sini, sini, sini. Hierarchy type. Not really hierarchy, this one. High, medium, or no, this is not hierarchy. They just have 3 different level. They have a high level, medium level, and low level here. So you can compare 3 at once, and it's a part of as a whole. So you understand then this is needed to answer what question, why you choose. And then you choose this one, why? You have to tell me why lah. Kau boleh sembarangan sebab end user, if I'm a user, I also nak tahu juga, oh you use this chart because of this, because of that. Sometimes if I'm CEO, I might not want this, but later on, if you want to update the system, someone who maintain the system, they want to understand why you choose this one, why you choose this one, what is your architecture of your dashboard. And then they have a design of user interface. Okay. Okay, this they use how they design it lah. They use interactivity. They use the choice of color and then the shape. Okay, the space. They use space. What important in the design of the basic the design of the dashboard. This is only development side. Why you use orientation. Okay, other spec adalah hardware and software lah. Your project I give you in terms of I give you right what I want inside there kan, ada kan? I tell you what specifically. You all pun tak ingat. Macam mana you all ni? Okay, hardware and software. What are the hardware? But this is what I want. First, the type of the type of graph that you use. Okay, graph. And then these are others. Basic visualization design. The interactivity you insert into it. Color choice, shape, space. This is what we have done kan, orientation. And then others will be hardware, software. Now this is a finding. Finally baru we cerita the content. Tadi design, even though you come out same graph, but just now it's more on design, but this one only the content. And from what you can see here, you have one, this is not good actually. One graph, one explanation. One graph, one explanation. There is no relationship between graph. That is not visualization. Visualization, it means that you can see kesan dia. If I want to see this one, example, this is a sales. I click sales. And then another graph will show that female or male. Oh, product mostly bought by female. Or product mostly bought by male. You nampak tak? Dua graph tu you can see better. So usually if you can do this, you get higher mark. If you buat satu graph, satu memang you dapat markah. But you will not be as high as people who can relate, even though this is higher. Remember last time I have a burger graph, and then wages kan, the number of minutes that they have to work in order to buy Big Mac. There are two graphs that I do comparison. So these are the things. even though they say that sometimes, yes, sometimes it's not mean that everything you must do comparison. Some, yes, see the graph you want to describe. But some you want to see relationship. Is there any relationship that female do better than male when it comes to sale? Sini keluarkan sale, sini keluarkan female gender and so on. So that kind of is very rich and is very deep. Kalau you cuma cakap ini paling tinggi female, sale are higher than male, habis. Then it come to here. Sale product, this product is higher than this product. This product tak laku. Like that, I think is it's a old school lah, high school you dah buat dah benda tu. We tak nak, we want to expand your knowledge. So add, increase your analytical skill there. So conclusion. And then this one we're not going Google link drive, but I will give you the link. I will give you the link. Because I told you kan, last time if I don't give the link, the next time like macam nah, I nak tunjuk kat you ada kan. They give me the link. Then when I want to show to junior dah tak ada dah, dia orang dah delete. So I say, oh no. Now I put Google Drive. I give my own Google Drive, you submit there so that I can show to your junior. Of course I want you to do better. You just sama je macam your FYP ni, of course, but the level is not as depth as your FYP tu je. It's just development. Tak ada literature review, tak ada. Your literature review probably dekat sini sikit je lah. Kenapa you pakai ni? But I did not ask you to do citation quoting apa, tak ada. Why you want to do this graph? Ambil from blog ke artikel pun is okay. Just define sahaja. This graph is about why, the important why I want you to use it. Then you apply lah. Why you want to use it. And then when it's talk about color here kan. No, not this one. When I say about this orientation, the color, why you choose this color? Shape, why you use this? Why you use like gloomy kind of color? Why you use bright color? Because if gloomy kind of color is about death, about kematian, it's about sad thing. That's why I choose this color, that color. You explain. I want to see you understand tak why you use this color for your project. Your understanding tu yang dapat markah. I can see, oh you faham kelas I ni. Betul lah dah pandai dah. Okay, boleh show me that. Okay. I have to cari the graphic. I also want nanti I discuss with this student. I dah discuss dengan dia. Lepas tu I pun sibuk. I think he pun dah terlupa dah. He pun dah sibuk. Remember I told you I want to ask one of your coursemate kan from 241. He very good at Power BI yang look like web style. Look like web style business. I want him to teach you advance. I want him to do recording. Nanti tengoklah bila he boleh siap. He just teach. Because he dah buat je. He just have to show the coding. His coding je. Bukan have to develop from something. Just like demo je to you all. So that you can see and then you can adapt. Adapt to your system. I tahu you all ni bagi awal pun last minute juga buat kan. So I think sempat kan. You all kalau last minute memang lajunya. Betul ke tak betul? Last minute mesti siap punya. 1 week pun boleh siap. I know kan. Betul ke tak? Because I have a friend, betul I have a friend. He's a healer. Last time we study kan, sama kan. Bagilah awal macam mana, mesti tak boleh. Tapi the night before the due date, dia akan tak tidur, malah esok siap. Memang siap. Bukan siap yang cincang-cincang, siap yang betul-betul elok. Yang boleh score punya. So I ask, kenapa you macam tu? Because I'm not a last minute. Last minute, I tak boleh kerja last minute. I stress. I don't like stress. I know. Then dia cakap, oh, I like the stress. Because the last minute tu, I am very stressed. So I have so much energy. all the energy pump in, then idea semua keluar. Dia cakap macam tu, idea keluar bila dia stres. Kalau dia rasa macam tak stres, ada masa lagi, ada masa, tak ada idea dia cakap. So, ni banyak betul ni. Yalah tu. Okay, tak apalah, different people, different style. As long as you siap I also have a student yang luckily lah at that time kan, you tahu tak at session 7 tu there is a printing yang buku 24 jam for student last minute macam ni lah, and then the student pun cakap I print semalam. Ada I come to know this because feedback from the student lah, dia cakap semalam baru print. Okay, 2-3 pagi. Esok pagi hantar. You all kat rumah ni ada printer sendiri, okay lah. The color and so on So do you clear or not? What do I want from you for your project so that you can earn high mark? Do you have any questions so far? Ini je yang I want actually. Let's see others other sample. What's that? Let's see this one. Ada soalan, just ask. Anytime also boleh tanya.
Doctor,
yes.
the submission date is on 13. Okay.
Monday. And then I hope by this weekend lah, I cannot remember, Amir kot nama dia, can come up with something like half an hour ke 1 hour punya training kan, teach you how he did to make it look very, because he won this MDIT the previous semester tu, the previous competition. I did not know this one, if I'm not mistaken, semester based competition. So he won the previous one. His one very cantik. So like I told you kan, sometimes peer to peer is more how to say student like peer to peer. Honestly, my children pun sama. Dia lebih suka buat apa-apa dengan kawan-kawan, study dengan kawan-kawan, have a gang, study group study. They like peer to peer. I told you kan dekat Jasin last time kan, when we call previous student datang bagi talk about, very lively. Dia orang tanya freely because they feel that you are my peer. You're just my senior 1 semester or 2 semester away. They feel close, they feel connected. Tapi kalau dengan lecturer, they feel like, ini generation jauhnya, makcik-makcik, nenek-nenek, asuh-asuh ni, dah jauh dah. They feel like not connected. So, it's psychologically. Let's see this one. I show the format aja not the content. Okay, student alcohol consumption, these are the tea. Make sure you have members. Bolehlah tengok juga muka yang comel-comel ni Bersua face to face tak ada lah. Acknowledgement, chapter 1, planning, introduction. You have mark for presentation. You also have mark for ni report presentation ada markah. Your video presentation also got marker. Your report pun ada marker. All these things ada bagi dah kat you rubric. Dalam, you boleh tengok dalam Google Drive tu. Under course information tu. You boleh tengok how I bagi marker. Follow that one sahaja. Introduction. Kalau introduction this introduction, okay, banyak. So that sometimes I suka baca introduction. So I rasa I understand the scenario before I understand your problem. Kalau you tulis sikit-sikit tu, I baru nak faham. Rasa macam tak syok. Tiba-tiba terus ada masalah. Macam you tengok movie, kalau Korea, K-pop ke apa, the first episode tu tak ada apa, cerita happy-happy je, sejam gitu. The second one baru keluar masalah. This one, the first one just to show that ini actor, ini father, ini mother. Oh, dia kerja kat sini, dia ada berapa orang anak dia. Itu je, that is the introduction. And only keluar problem. So these are the solution, like I say. Solution are general, what you want to do. You're going to develop a dashboard and you're going to extract the knowledge in order to help people making decision to solve this problem here. And then the objective memang tak boleh tukar lah. Ini dia format dia. Format dia. Scope dia significant. Dan methodology. Don't use methodology lah because this sound very academic. You don't want to make it sound academic. User requirement sama. Based on this user requirement, what you are looking for. Your extraction, your analysis must answer these 5 questions. Sometimes you can also answer more, tak apa. You kata, what is a student alcohol consumption? You cerita lah, what is a student alcohol consumption? You tak akan jawab satu. Student ni variety, ada age, ada female, ada background. Benda-benda macam tu. Ni talking about health pula. Yes, banyak cerita health dekat sini. Probably ada yang sakit jantung, ada yang tak ada apa because they still young. Probably after later on they have other effect. How does alcohol consumption affect student grade? Ni talking about grade. So even though some take alcohol but the grade still okay, but that one is only 1%. But the rest, majority are affected. And who are the affected? Is it primary? Is it secondary? I tak tahu lah primary ada ke tak kan. Secondary is what age? Things like this lah. Is it university level? Because student kan can be anything. So di sini pun dah banyak tau. Nama je 3, nama je 1. Kan up to 3. Tapi from these 3 ni, these 5 ni actually banyak you boleh kupas sebenarnya. Does parent status affect student grade? You tengoklah. Parents yang poor, parents yang rich, parents yang intermediate, what is the effect? Single parent, you nampak tak? Parents tu punya pekerjaan ke apa ke, does it effect? Banyak ni boleh cerita. Data collection, okay, dia cerita how they collect the data. Of course, you are from, put a link lah, where you get the data. And then how many 33 attributes, 1045 respondent. And then dia ada cakap tak, this data from where, tak ada. Dia cuma cakap Portuguese student and Portuguese course student. Mathematics course student. Describe sikit about the data. That is general description. This is more detail of each of the column. Attribute, describe lagi. Data dictionary, what's your data that you're using. All these things usually, if the manager might see the knowledge sahaja, but it's okay. This one probably the developer want to see. Sometimes they also want to see your data, is it biased or not. If your manager, the one that read it, they want to see betul ke you buat ni, they can test you. They can test it, or they trust you already, they don't bother. But anyway, you have to give it. So data preparation, you have to prepare data. Data prepare. Because sometimes you have to do like address. There are times you have to change, like data female, male, you have to change to numeric 0 and 1. So all the thing you have to write it here. Honestly, I tak boleh sangat nak go through this because this one is other subject. Like some of you take what rapid minor lah, this thing kan you learn there kan benda-benda tu. My focus on data dah siap. Of course we touch sikit lah for project, but I did not specifically go for that. That one is belong to other courses lah. Data preparation, yes, you have to prepare. Data preparation, design and development, system architecture. You see the lukis. Make sure you ada semua lah data set, the process, and then visualize, and then the story, and then writing the documentation along the way. All these things you can get from Google je lah. Google banyak this kind of thing. And then chart type. So please explain more lah kenapa you choose. They also explain lah the chart. Explain sikit lah why you choose this chart, why this chart, the strength dia untuk apa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to answer 5 research question. Actually, you don't have to be this. Sometimes 3 dah cukup untuk answer 5 research question. Semua dah ada kat situ. Sometimes. Okay, I know this one to play safe adakan 5. And then visualization design tu in term of color, space that you use, how you apply it, macam mana you design lah, more on the design, and then barulah finding. Finding tu is the content itself lah, the knowledge lah. Like I say, in this case, because our subject is about development as well as a knowledge extraction, so we have both lah for your project. But again, I tell you, usually real life, they don't really want to see how they develop lah. Usually, they just want to see the final ni, the result ni sahaja they want to see. So depends lah. Depends on what the user want. The user say you bagi ni semua, I bukan faham. You expert kan? I dah tengok dah, you graduate with flying colour, you have so vast experience, I trust you, tak payahlah bagi all these things. I just want to know what is this. So okay lah. So your objective dah lain lah. Your objective you can terus tulis apa yang manager nak tengok. Your research question tu can terus jadi your objective. So that's why I say berbagai-bagai style. I follow FYP. The reason is because tak nak you confuse sangat. You have one style. FYP pun you dah confuse tau. I tahu je. Every time student memang confuse kan. To buat report FYP tu dah confuse. Lepas tu nak introduce lagi satu style lagi. Pingsan you also. Along the way you learn from FYP, you just adapt sahaja. Same. We use same template lah, same school of thought lah. That one is FYP Malaysia tau. Kalau you tengok overseas, dia punya thesis, PhD, master dia lagilah lain. We all sama, degree, master, PhD, semua template yang you belajar FYP tu lebih kurang. Cuma deeper dia lain lah, tebal dia lain. The way dia kupas lagi vast lah. Sebab dia literature review dia saja 1 tahun tau. You all complete everything setahun kan. You all literature review chapter 2 tu sahaja 1 tahun. So the depth tu different but the format the same. So I say if you study overseas dia akan lain pula. Template dia tu. Dia ada, semua benda ada. Cara dia susun macam lain. Okay, conclusion, references. I rasa I tak nak lama-lama lah, ini je lah. Yang lain tu is already in your Google Drive. This is not weather. This is weather. Boleh tengok lah But I tell you, the one that I give in Google Drive is just at random saja. I want you to do better. What I tell you now, itu yang I want to see. That's why you must attend my class. Tengok balik kan, introduction, issue, objective, scope, significance, semua dah ada. Research question, data collection, yes, describe the data, describe data dictionary, data preparation and pre-processing, stage 1 cleaning, handling noise, before clean, after clean. So sometimes you buang, you might have 33, you might use only 20. So you see this file lah. You don't want to use it because it does not answer your research question. So now you have to rename the attribute, you have to change it. This is before, then you rename it. Depends lah, setengah tak ada rename. If you have, you boleh lah. Data normalization, normalize your data. And then system architecture, adalah about your system. Then it's about the chart tadi. I say, why pakai this chart, why, this one better lah. Janganlah you kes sikit tu, jangan I bagi you so long to develop it kan. And then a few of you developing ni, buatlah banyak sikit. Nampaklah sikit you hardworking. Now it's about color usage, font size, what you use to cantik-cantikkan And then software hardware, this is other requirement adalah software hardware. Okay, storytelling. See, most is like that also. Like I told you lah, semua macam ni je. Satu graph, satu explain. Satu graph, satu explain. But actually you can do more beyond this. If you do like this, you nampak ini je lah. Heat index by heat index. Can we do heat index compare to humid? Tak boleh lah. Sebab dia buat asing-asing. Dia kupas asing-asing. Pressure, can I see all? Then I say, okay, when the pressure going up, this one going down. When this one going down, you see, this one tinggi, this one rendah. Ada kontras kat situ. Then you punya explanation, you punya judgement, you punya analytical, macam orang pandai lah. Gitu. Maksudnya you can analyse, you can see deeper, you understand the situation. Conclusion. Okay lah, I think I tak nak panjang-panjang. Kalau you tak ada soalan, I think itu sahaja. Sekejap I want to take attendance.
Doctor.
Yes.
For the presentation, we have the report or we need to do a new slide?
Okay, usually student will do new slide sebabnya usually do new slide better lah. Do new slide better. And then you also have to, because dalam view tu, you have to demo to me your dashboard. You have to show to me your dashboard. Maksudnya your dashboard tu masa alive. You click this one happen. Click this one. Faham tak? Your dashboard tu, you have to demo the dashboard tu to me. Good question. You have to demo the dashboard to me. Maybe next week lah. Next week I show it to you. Remind me lah kalau I lupa. Tak apa, I tulis je dah. I show sample of video. Next week I show sample video. Mana dia? I tak bagi ke sample video? Tak apa, nanti I letak je lah dalam you punya ni. Sample video you tengok lah. Tak letak ada ni. Tak apalah, nanti I letak some of sample of the video. Okay,
Doktor.
Yes.
Yang rubrik projek tu doktor letak kat mana? Sebab tengok kat UFuture tak ada.
You tengok kat mana?
UFuture tak ada.
Memang tak ada. I tak letak dalam UFuture sebabnya my one keep on changing and then sometimes lecturer cawangan dia akan ambil tau. Bila dia ambil is a old version, nanti semua cerba. Jadi if they want, they always ask me. I will give them a latest version. So memang tak ada dalam UFuture. Ada dalam Google Drive. Just see.
Okay.
Go and see now. Everyone then make sure you can see there. Sample video.
Okay, thank you.
Sample video DSC. Nanti record. Let me double check.
Madam nak tanya.
Yes.
Berkenaan project submission dalam scheme of work hantar week 9.
Ya, week 9.
Kalau nak extend sampai 17, 9, 12 boleh? Hari Jumaat.
You tahu kan week 9 is 10 hari bulan kan?
Week 9.
Week 9 is 10. Sebenarnya ada extend semasuk dah week 10, 13 tu. So nak extend lagi sampai Jumaat.
Week 9 madam. 13
Ha?
hari bulan tu week 9.
Taklah. Nanti sana I tengok betul. Ya ke? I yang salah ke Ustaz? Oh, ya. I tak masuk cuti semester kan. Last week is our semester break kan? Yalah. Oh, okay. Ya, bawa perasan. My calendar kat sini. Betul. Week 7. So this week is week 7. Silap. Week 7. Tak nak aku betulkan balik. Luckily you remind me. Selamat you Happy ke tak ni?
Happy, madam.
There is another cuti kan? Cuti Christmas? 7, okay. Week 9 is on 13. Okay. In that case, 17 lah. Oh, in that case, our test tak boleh lah buat 24 ni. Okay, boleh. In that case, 17 17, DSC 651 project submission. So I hope by this weekend your coursemate tu boleh siapkan some sort of presentation for dashboard, and then you have 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks for you to improve your dashboard. I know you have something, it's just improvement aja. The extra one, I ask him to teach you the advanced level. Yang buat button-button, macam tu. Buat template. Sebenarnya template tu you have to draw asing tau dalam Power BI ni. Dia tak boleh lukis template dalam Power BI. You draw somewhere, you take it, put it as a background. Dia style dia macam tu. So, okay, boleh. You tengok ni, class activity. Ada final project submission. Let me tengok sini. Mana sampelnya? Bukan class activity, sorry. About the course, sample project. I tak bagi kat you all video. Nanti I upload video. About yang buat last minute ni kan, I also have a friend yang buat PhD. Sekejap hold on Okay, I'm back. So dia lah tadi from office. Kalau office I kena jawab sebab dia orang nombor tu nombor office. Kalau nombor office tu I tak tahu. Kalau I call balik pun nanti dia orang pun tak tahu siapa. Sebab dia satu nombor tu dia pecah. Okay. Itu sahajalah video nanti I pergi sampel je lah. You tengok je lah sampel. Minggu depan kalau tak sure lagi you can always ask me. Still about the project Okay, ada apa lagi nak tanya? Okay. Kalau tak ada apa-apa, kita sudahi dengan Al-Fatihah lah Okay, tak apa. Kalau you have, you can always ask me. Okay, bye. Assalamualaikum.